Man, it's Bellator debut. I know it's a preliminary fight, but still, I mean, it's a big organization. Does it feel like a big fight for you?
I mean, every fight feels like the biggest fight. It's another day in the office for me, it feels like. So, I don't know. I wouldn't say big, but it definitely feels like another step on the road.
No doubt. You know, it's funny, when we announced your signing on MMAjunkie and then your fight got announced, people were clicking, man. It got a lot of attention. Yeah. I'm just curious. I mean, did you kind of notice that? Did you think, like, wow, this is kind of cool?
I don't know. I did notice. I had my manager point it out to me. I mean, yeah, it's awesome, man. I mean, I feel like everybody, when they get into the sport, they're trying to get to a level that they have some credibility. And I don't know. I wouldn't say I don't like it. I like it quite a lot, actually. But at the end of the day, I'd rather make a name from what I do in the cage. So the attention's nice. Don't get me wrong. It's nice to have some recognition for the work I've been putting in, but just wait till the cage door locks.
No doubt. You know, when you get that attention, I feel like it comes with some expectations as well. And I wondered about that because it's still real early in your career, right? And I feel like people are expecting big things out of you. So does that bug you at all, or do you welcome that kind of, I don't want to say expectations or pressure, but do you welcome that?
Yeah, but I mean, that's about what people expect from me is probably about half of what I expect from myself. I really put a lot of work in. I try to be one of the most diligent, if not the most diligent person working in the room all the time. And I mean, if you had seen what I'd started with, you would think the same. So I don't know. I don't. If their expectations are based on something other than what they've seen from me personally, the people closest to me, I wouldn't put too much weight to it. But as for the people closest to me, I mean, they know what I come here to do. They know what I go to the gym every day to try to accomplish. So I don't know. I hadn't really noticed, to be honest with you. It's cool though.
You're a big guy, obviously, man, training under Henry Hoof, so I'm sure people, obviously you're going to expect big striking, big power, but my understanding, you really kind of started in martial arts as a grappler, is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. I got with Henry because I wanted that, I wanted a streamlined offense. I wanted a striking game that was really well put together, that was, tailored personally for me, and, I got lucky to be put with a coach who had the same vision for me, so.
What was your background as far as martial arts and how you kind of came to MMA?
I didn't really have like a competitive background growing up. I got to it really late. I got to wrestling when I was 17. I took some jiu-jitsu classes. Decided that I mean, I kind of already knew that this is where I was going to run anyway, which was just as crazy. It's just as crazy coming out of my mouth as it is hitting your ears, I'm sure. But no, like I said, I found out about it. I knew it was something I wanted to try my hand at, kind of thing. Did some jiu-jitsu classes, jumped into wrestling my junior year of high school, wrestled all the way through from there out. Then, I mean, from there it was a wrap. I did a year of school and decided I wanted to pursue this full time, and whatever we are, 8 years later now, 7 years later now, here we are.
Nice. So I mean, despite the kind of the late start or whatever, I mean, do you feel, even though you're still pretty early in your professional career, that yes, I am ready for this big stage, I believe, I'm ready to be in a national organization, not fighting on a regional promotion? I
mean, I do feel like I've been working really hard, and I don't know, I don't really get too tied up in like the promotion of the organization, your opponents, blah, blah, blah. I really feel like if I've learned anything, it's you versus you. You're the one who shows up to the gym every day. When you get out of bed every day, you get to look at yourself in the mirror and decide whether you've done enough or whether you hadn't. So I wouldn't say I would or wouldn't deserve it, but I mean, I'm grateful to be here all the same.
Very nice. Your opponent's a little bit of a mystery as well. It sounds like an interesting character, but what do you know about him? I mean, have you studied tape or anything? Or
I was hoping I'd bump into some tape while I was here, to be honest with you. Yeah. I could only find 2 minutes of his fights online. But if his record's indicative of his skill set, he's somebody to be taken very seriously.
Yeah. Do you find it difficult to prepare for somebody? I mean, I'm sure early in your career, I guess you're used to maybe facing guys that don't have a lot of tapes. Are you used to it, or is it challenging to go in there knowing I don't know much about this guy?
Well, I try not to put tapes. Obviously, really nice. I mean, to get a sense of what they do, how they fight. You get a little sense of maybe what you're headed towards, but I feel like tape's kind of like the icing on the tape, or icing on the cake rather. It's the icing on the cake. I mean, you get prepared by what you do in the room, and I just feel like in the room I'm not going to really get a much different look from the killers I train with day in, day out, as opposed to what I'm going to get with Ben Moa.
Yeah, you're in the room with monsters. There's no doubt about that. So
Definitely.
how do you give us an idea? I mean, I know training is behind closed doors, but how do you hang in there?
I'm a lot better now than when I started. I moved down here. I was a kid. Don't pin me to. I was 23 years old when I first got down here, and you had to think. Whenever I got down here, I knew I was down as an amateur kind of thing, but the next lowest level experienced dude to me in the upper end of the weight classes was Vulcan, who was 11-1 or something at the time. So like I didn't really get much of a break. They threw me right in there with the who's who's. Yeah, I mean, Linton had just started the tear that he's on now. Then on top of that, we had Stefan Struve. That was Rumble was in the midst of his his incredible knockout tear that he'd been on too. So now I really feel like I'm coming into myself as a fighter, as a man, as a grown athlete kind of thing. But no, I don't know. I feel like every day, I've said it before and I'll say it again, some days you're the hammer, some days you're the nails. There's days when I come in there and I'm like, man, I should have been here doing this a long time ago. But then there's days when I'm leaving there, pulling my hair out on the way home, driving the car. It's something else, man. It's incredible.
Very cool. Well, you said you saw yourself getting here. Give us an idea. What's the vision from here? I mean, is this a quick rise to the top? I mean, do you come in and make some instant splash on Friday? Is this a slow build? I mean, where does it go from here?
Just keep getting my hand raised. That's all I try to do. Every day, try to become a better fighter than I was the day before, and let the results speak for themselves.